Welcome to Midnight Shenanigans, where we talk about things that keep us up at night and compete to see who can bring the most interesting and thought-provoking ideas to the table. I'm James, and I am joined by Vesper, Rusty, and Xander.
Hello.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
Oh!
And Yoshi!
And Yoshi.
And Yoshi!
And Yoshi.
You're on
Just in time. That
just
was
in time.
literally like last second.
It really
Yeah.
was.
Thank God.
All right.
Yeah, everybody just left, and I wanted to join, and I don't know. I have fun today, so that's the good thing.
Yay!
Yeah, yeah, that's really good.
All right. Does anyone know what today's topic is and has prepared their segment?
Well, we know what the topic is, James, but does the audience know what the topic is?
Well, I'm going to introduce it once I get an affirmative.
Well, that's your job, James.
James, you're supposed to introduce the topic to
I
the
don't know
audience.
but I have no idea if you guys have prepared your segment. That was a question.
We've been waiting on you, James. This has been a you thing.
We've been setting this up for I don't know how a month now.
I just know that I don't want to go first.
Yeah, I mean I will volunteer as tribute if no one else wants to go first.
Cool.
All right, so tonight's topic is: what fantasy world do you want to live in? Or not fantasy world. What fictional world do you want to live
in? You good there?
Hold that thought.
You good?
Wait, guys, I cannot hear anybody.
Uh-oh.
Well, do you wait? Yoshi, you can't hear us?
Yoshi?
Hold on. I should have everybody on speaker. I don't know why I can't hear nobody.
You're on your phone?
I am on my phone, but I'm always on my phone, so I don't know what's going on.
Interesting.
Wait, go back in and come back. Go out and come back in.
Hold on, let me join again.
Oh my God.
Oh boy, technical difficulties. All right, so
we'll be right back.
Hello, Yoshi.
Yeah, no, everybody's still really quiet.
Ah, geez, not this again.
Press the speaker and again. Press the speaker. Hello?
Hello?
Are we all back?
Oh, okay.
Yep. We got the speaker issue worked out.
Okay, so where were we before that happened?
Topic.
Tonight's topic is: what fictional world do you want to live in?
All right.
Woo!
Who wants
and
to
it's
go
going
first?
to be.
I volunteer as tribute.
I'm gonna throw Xander into the pit of fire. Go.
Xander, go.
So Rusty.
Rusty.
What? Hold on. I was okay.
Because on my side, you're between Vesper and Xander, and Vesper doesn't want to, and Xander's trying to sacrifice himself. So I chose you.
Whoa.
The neutral entity.
Okay, I guess. My fantasy, my fictional world was originally going to be Infamous, but that's too broad. I wanted to do a fantasy world, but a Final Fantasy world. Get it?
Sounds hilarious.
But as you can see from the profile picture, you knew which Final Fantasy I'm talking about. Final Fantasy 15. I'm talking about the people in the call.
Yeah, us in the call. We can see it. Audience, you cannot see it because, well, you're just listening.
Yeah, but
insert image.
But Final Fantasy 15 was the ideal fantasy world for me. It just has that flavor of like grand fantasy mixed with that sleek modern touch that we all love. It has like such human elements inside of a kind of god-filled world, like gods and goddesses, world deity-filled world, and like weird monsters everywhere. But it has like a homey vibe of like a road trip, and just like, oh yeah, there's like a diner inside of like a cavern that a god fought in, and it's like a tourist attraction, and it's a very beautiful world to like live in. It's like full of lush forests and giants walking everywhere. It's very beautiful, and like friggin' the cars there, like the Regalia, is one of the best looking cars known to man, and they can fly, do whatever. Magic is more of
Oh.
Ooh.
it's more of like a tool rather than like innate ability, because there is magic, but it's more like a little ball that you can like throw at people instead of full on casting magic. But there is like some innate magic, like with Noctis and his teleporting powers, and gaining like 13 weapons or whatever. And it is, it's a little bit torn apart because of like the whole royal wedding stuff. But before all that and after all that, it's a pretty nice place to live. And there's like so many landscapes you can like visit. Like you can go from like desert to like camping grounds. You can even fish and get many types of fish. The food looks amazing. They have like festivals. Like there's one festival that was like an Assassin's Creed themed festival. That was really cool. But it's a very fantasy filled place. Pardon the pun. And
it does sound very interesting, and that was a wonderful presentation.
I
I
can do
do.
my usual.
I do want to point out you're only about 5 minutes in too, so if you want to keep going, you're more than allowed to, seeing as we don't have that many people.
I have a lot. Even though the story is confusing about Final Fantasy, but hey, it's Final Fantasy. It's not confusing. But it has a lot of beauty. I don't know how to explain it even more. It's just like it's just a beautiful game and all experiences. There's so much color. There's so much. There's just a lot, and it's just very big. I'm not gonna say that's what she said, but it's a very big game.
That's what she said.
Thank you.
Oh, that's what she
But
said.
it's a very big world with like a lot of stuff, and you can ride chocobos. What's not the
What's a chocobo?
basically a giant bird.
Oh,
Giant birds.
oh,
Yeah.
nice.
But it
Giant
doesn't
You
really.
can ride it too.
Yeah. It's like a giant chick or chicken that can
Oh.
just ride around and just like it runs pretty fast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds
there's
me of an
like-
anime, Rise of the Shield Hero.
Yeah. Also, there's advanced technology as well. The whole fantasy setting. There's like one character who uses a lot of like firearm tactics because he's a very technological guy, and he's like Prompto, played by the wonderful Robbie Draymond.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. But it is just. Oh, and there's like a giant turtle in like a mountain somewhere in like the first area, which is amazing. And you could like fight it if you're really daring. Took me about 5 hours to do, but hey, I did it.
That's pretty good.
But like that game made me cry for like visuals and story wise, but it just made me cry because I was playing it.
Always a valid response
Yeah.
Hey,
to
look,
anything.
If
If a game
something's
can
that
make-
good, then it's worth playing again.
And it, I guess the world kind of has like the Final Fantasy soundtrack from all the previous games and some
Nice.
soundtracks from the current in that time frame current games because 16 wasn't out yet. And like the really standout song is "Stand by Me." So it's such a good song. But yeah, Florence and the
Do you
Machine.
think that if you were to live in this world, that this music would just play in the background?
Of course, because it's basically a road trip. It's not. It's kind of a road trip for the boys, but just like everywhere else, basically playing everywhere. So, Final Fantasy music and whatever music you want. If you have like Spotify, which I did, played Spotify when playing the game.
This world just has ambient music.
Oh, it does.
Oh, that's really nice though. I feel like we could use more ambient music in our lives.
Oh yeah.
Yes, please. Can random music just start playing?
I don't know. I feel
Just
like we
in
should
the
all have like
background.
our own random theme song just play whenever we're out and about.
Oh god, that reminds me of a TikTok. The one
Well-
dude that goes way too deep, and one of the things that he says is, "Dude, your alarm is your theme song whenever you wake up because it plays at the beginning of every episode."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I also forgot one
Okay,
thing.
but if
Yeah.
Go ahead, James.
everyone had a theme song, it would overlap and that'd just be cacophony.
It
That would
would-
not
Well,
sound
okay, here's the
pleasant.
thing. Here's the thing. Once like a group of friends get together, it's a brand new theme song. And it's
Oh
and
my
now it's
God.
turned into a
Side quest at this
sitcom.
point. It's like an
I could-
extra episode, you know?
yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
All right.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Rusty.
Rusty, your next point.
Which is the kingdom of Regalia, not Regalia, Regis? I don't know. But the kingdom that Noctis and his father and the boys are from. It's a very beautiful kingdom. It's honestly mind-boggling, and it's just like it was very like super bright. Even at the nighttime when it was like infinite darkness, it was like a really giant and like giant city. It's like so cool, and even in the daytime, my goodness, I wanted to live in that town so bad. I wanted to explore more of it, and it was just really, really. I'm going to say this a lot. Really pretty.
Hey, again, if a game is worthy of multiple compliments, it's worth playing again.
There may be some plot holes, but God, I love that game.
No, I feel you there.
That's my Final Fantasy 15 rant.
And like that, you're only at 8 minutes. Look at that.
I'm quick.
Yeah, that's a theme with you, Rusty.
Rusty's
And that is not a
ultimate
bad thing. I want to make sure that you know that's not a bad thing.
It's all good. It's all good.
theme.
I could talk about some more universes. I don't know.
Vesper cut me off before I could do the joke.
Oh, I think I know what the joke might be.
Okay, anywho.
Right.
Suppose we must move along.
Mhm.
Alright. Xander, you're up. Go.
Vesper.
Uh-oh, the host says otherwise.
Vesper.
No, I don't want to go because I don't want to sound sad.
Me going off about Final Fantasy 15 is sad for me. Hey, Eddie.
I seriously don't want to go now.
I
No.
can go for you if you want.
Alright.
All right, Yoshi or Xander. Rock, paper, scissors.
Uh,
I don't think that's possible right now.
no. Do you have a D6 die with you anywhere, Yoshi?
I got one.
I don't, but I can do it for you.
Who's even? Who's odds?
Xander's
I'll do even.
Yoshi's odd.
No.
Okay. I guess Yoshi's even.
Well,
Yoshi's even.
Well, it's because I have my own D6. So, highest,
Oh, okay.
highest number goes first. So rolling, I rolled a 1.
Oh, am I rolling for Yoshi then?
Yes. So I rolled a
Oh, I
1.
also rolled a 1.
Okay, re-roll. Reroll.
Welcome back to Six-Sided Dive.
Okay, I got a 2 this time.
Okay, Yoshi got a 4.
Okay, so Yoshi gets to go
No.
first.
Okay, so the fictional world that I chose for this topic was the Studio Ghibli world, specifically the My Neighbor Totoro world. Um, I didn't have time to write out my thoughts on why I specifically chose this world to be part of my topic or anything, mainly because I got lazy and I didn't want to write anything down. Um, but I mainly chose it just because of the vibe of it. I think I crave more of being more in like the countryside more of anything. Um, Not really a big fan of like loud noises, having to like do the same routine every day. I feel like with country life, you would have something new to look forward to every day instead of having the same repetitive, mundane day to day life that you usually have when it comes to the city. Um, and My Neighbor
Mhm.
Totoro, for any of the audience that have not seen the movie, it mainly just talks about the spirits of the forest based in Japan, how kids can see it, but adults can. It's basically just this giant forest spirit taking care of a giant tree and befriending these two little girls who want nothing more than just to explore and have fun. Um, for me, why I would choose it again is just how quiet and simple life is. Um, it's definitely something that calls out to me. It's just nature. Just really what I crave, just nature. And I feel like My Neighbor Totoro would really keep me that instead of just, having to see nothing but pavements and maybe a bush. Uh, My Neighbor Totoro gives me just fresh air, grass. It gives me a sense of community that is missing when it comes to living in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I've never seen a
I
Studio
got
Ghibli
nothing else.
movie, but I've seen like clips of them. They look so great to like live in.
I just I noticed that the major thing when it comes to Studio Ghibli movies and their worlds, it tends to be more of a, what would you call it? It tends to be more of a lesson kind of movies, uh, compared to anything else. Like it teaches you major life lessons. Like, how would I put it? Mm, I know
It's
in My Neighbor
basically
Totoro, it's mainly just like not losing your sense of wonder in your childhood. But compared to other movies, like in Spirited Away, is having the sense of curiosity. And I wouldn't know how to put House Moving Castle on it because it really doesn't fit like a whole learning a lesson kind of topic. It does teach you something. I just don't know what it is yet.
Can I put something in here?
Yeah,
May
go
I?
ahead.
Of course.
It's teaching that we shouldn't rely on technology, and that we shouldn't mess with stuff that has several warnings that it's bad.
Yeah. I don't know. The Studio Ghibli movie world, especially like their settings and everything, just really calls out to me because I crave to be part of nature than anything. I just tired of living your normal day to day life in a city.
Mood.
Is that the end of your segment, or
I that's why I picked Final Fantasy because the road trip. Cool.
is that the end of your segment?
Yeah, it is.
You can keep going if you want, but
No, I think that's it. couldn't really write down my thoughts. I don't have nothing much to say. I just really love the Studio Ghibli world, especially the My Neighbor Totoro world, which is a world that I really would love to live in.
Yeah. Thank you. That's wonderful.
Fantastic.
Okay.
You want to go now, Sander?
Yeah, I'll go.
I'm gonna roll a d4.
I'm gonna roll a D4.
4 is nothing. 1 is
Xander
Xander.
wants to
2 is
go.
Master.
Let Xander
wanted
go.
Come on, I want to talk about Mass Effect.
Let him go.
Let the man talk about Mass Effect.
5.
Yeah, that was a good choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just what are you complaining about there, James?
James.
James, this is the world that you chose.
I thought I was the host, and
You're-
yet I'm the one who's not choosing the people going.
There's a few people.
I mean, it is kind of the rule that as the host, you get to do whatever you kind of want here. But at the same time, come on, man. You say one thing, and we try to follow it, and all of a sudden you say something different.
We trying to go.
What you doing? Anywho.
Oh no, my mom's.
Anywho, to get started with
Okay,
my topic,
Mass Effect. Why?
Mass Effect.
So-
So, Mass Effect.
Effect. Why?
James, you're making more work for me. Please stop.
Try to.
Okay, I'm just gonna. So, Mass Effect. Mass Effect is by far one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite video games of all time, if not one of my favorite stories of all time too. It essentially shows what it would be like if it was set in 100. It's set 100 years in the future for us, where we discover these alien ruins that allow us to obtain intergalactic flight. And then we discover that even further beyond at the fringes of our solar system, there's a way to go even further into the Milky Way. Now, at first, we think this is terrifying. What's this going to entail? What's going to come out of there? And that's how the First Contact War starts. The First Contact War is essentially humans versus the race known as Turians, which is actually one of the new races that we get introduced to when we first start up Mass Effect. You meet this Turian Spectre by the name of Nihilus, and he's basically there to recruit you into a special program that the collective races have for like a super policing unit. Basically, the ultimate authority soldier for essentially the civilized space. And as you go through the game, for the first game, it's not as detailed as it will be in the later games, but you still get a sense of grandeur when you just wander around the world. The first place that you see is basically another planet, Eden Prime, which is basically a colonized world that humanity has. And it's kind of plain, but there are some alien elements to it. For example, there are some alien animals wandering about. We don't recognize them, but apparently people have been here long enough to realize, okay, these are non-harmful organisms, so we can just chill here. The next place that we go to is the Citadel, which is basically a giant space station, which is also it also doubles as a city, where there's a ring that the higher class stays in, and then the arms hold the what they call the wards, which are basically kind of like the downtown segments of society, kind of the more of the working class.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and going through the second game, you get to see a little bit more of the other planets, the other civilizations. You get to see the Krogan homeworld, the Krogan being this race of hardcore reptilian aliens that most of the time it's the males that have a bad attitude, but the females can have a bad attitude too.
Mhm.
It's just that it's less likely they're more defensive than anything. That being the females, the males are a lot more aggressive. So that's why the smartest race, the Solarians, came up with a sterilization plague for them. But as you go through and you see the different homeworlds for all the races, you see their architecture is different. They're vastly different, and they reflect the race as a whole. I think the most appealing to the eye would definitely be the Asari. Basically, a single gender race. They're all female, and the thing with their architecture, it's very smooth. It's very elegant. Which, given that they are kind of the most advanced race in the entire franchise, it kind of goes without saying. Their technique with their technology, as well as most of their society, is pretty polished, but it does still kind of reflect a little bit of there is still a level of animosity towards different folks. But you know, you wouldn't have a story if you didn't have just a little bit of racism.
Tiny bit, you know.
A little tiny, just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
Just a little bit, honestly, just a little
Just
bit.
a sprinkle.
Just this little
Just
sprinkle.
a pinch.
A little.
It is kind of
Little razzle dazzle.
It is
Easy.
kind
A
of.
little
It
bit
is
of
kind of.
conflict.
Just a little bit.
Just enough to make it into a story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Uh,
And every.
I have a question, real quick. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you have a favorite store on the Citadel?
Oh, I mean, as Commander Shepard, this is my
Yeah.
favorite store in the Citadel.
On the Citadel.
I do like that was a thing in the second game. I can't wait to show more of that in the second game when I finish it. But I do love that in the second game that places that you've been before do get expanded upon. The only place that you don't see more of in the preceding games is the Presidium, which is the ring that I was telling you guys about. We see more of the wards this time, the second time around, and even more so in the third game. So it's actually really nice. Then there's another space station called Omega. It's basically an old mining operation that was turned into basically Space Las Vegas, I think I would call it. You know,
Space Las Vegas.
Space Las
Viva
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
You know, because at the top you got all
Come gamble.
yeah, basically. You basically got your high-rising criminal factions and stuff like that, roosting at the top, and then everyone below you is just basically, you know, they're dirty, they're dirt poor.
Space gambling.
Space gambling. There is in fact space gambling in Mass Effect. It just takes the form of Quasar, which is basically space poker.
Yeah.
So
Space poker.
Space
I
poker.
always-
Just put space in front of everything. Space gun,
It
space
is?
sword.
Space gun, space sword, you know. Blue space magic. So
Space apartment building.
there are space apartment buildings. But I would definitely I would definitely live in the world of Mass Effect because there's just so many different places that you can visit. Some a little bit more hospitable than others when it comes to the human race, but I would definitely say that just getting to experience different worlds is definitely a concept that always fascinates me. And Mass Effect definitely goes the extra mile of showing, yeah, this race is good at adapting to this kind of environment, and that's why they look the way that they do. The only exception to the rule, unfortunately, is the Quarians, but that's their own fault, unfortunately. It just
Except for my boy Garrus.
well, he's a Turian, so he doesn't.
Oh,
suffer.
wait, which one?
Comes-
Corians.
Xander,
That's Tali.
Tally.
Tali. Except for Tali.
Except
got
Ta-
This sounds so deep.
it just that just
I forgot
Tally.
Corians and Turians are
Corians.
separate by
The
Q
amount
and
of
the T.
world building.
Yeah, no, the world building in Mass Effect I think is really good, and just reading the codexes, I thought was very fascinating. But even more fascinating than that is learning about the races from the characters themselves. I always love going down and talking to Rex about the Krogan and how it's basically their own fault that they got dealt the hand that they were, but he wants to change things. I love hearing about the Quarians from Tally, how her perspective on the Geth actually changes as the games progress, especially after you meet a Geth, which is the synthetic life form that they essentially made, but also drove them from their planet. It's nuts. Heck, I will admit that at first I wasn't too interested in the Asari the first time around, but as I got to talking to Liara, you get to learn a lot more about them and how essentially that they have a very interesting form of bigotry towards their own race. Apparently, there's a thing about them. I think there's a prejudice against them being pure-blooded, which I think wasn't a thing until they discovered other sentient races. Which, yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how the bigotry starts after they start meeting other races. But it is what it is. Drives the story forward. That's all it really is. Definitely say that as you go through the other games too, you see a lot more of the other races, and it's just awesome. Just so awesome. What also helps the world go around is are the Omni tools. I feel like anybody who has ever played Mass Effect or is a fan of Mass Effect in general would want an Omni tool.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's my spiel about Mass Effect.
I have no idea how those work, but I want one.
Honestly,
I
could see any of us rocking either an Omni tool or biotics. I think that's another thing that everybody would have a little too much fun with. It would be the biotics.
Oh, I'm taking biotics.
Like, even in game, I don't know how they work, but it's cool.
I mean,
basically,
reading up on the lore of the Omni tools, it's basically an implant that they put into you, and the only way to really change it, I think, is either to get it surgically replaced or have like a software update. I'm not sure if that's actually how it works.
Software update.
Software update. I didn't even wait for that to be a joke, but I just got that. I literally just got that. Oh man.
Yeah. Xander, yours sounds to be the most universally built out of the ones that we've listened to so far. Because you went deep into the lore.
Dude, the lore. Because I feel like without the lore of the world that you would want to live in, I feel like you're just kind of going in blind.
Yeah.
You know, it's that's just my take on it, but
You may have misunderstood the assignment.
The lore.
My world doesn't have lore.
Mine has lore, but I can't understand it.
the lore of Final Fantasy is so convoluted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Xander, for your wonderful performance.
Thank you. Thank you
Best
very
for
much.
Europe.
Oh, fuck. I don't.
You're one of the last ones on right now.
So, like I just said, I may have misunderstood the assignment, but I'm gonna continue on with what I had planned. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna do this a little bit differently, and I'm going to explain it in a short story.
All right.
So I'm sorry if I cut out. I don't mean to.
It's okay.
So there was this kid. This kid was weird. They were loud, they were chaotic, they were all over the place. They sometimes said things that they didn't mean, or they did something that unintentionally hurt somebody, and, well, after so many times of that happening, people started to treat them differently. They started to treat them bad, bully them, isolate them from things, and, well, that kid started to change. They became invisible as much as they could to ignore the world around them. And then one day, they went to sleep, and when they woke up, there was something different. So they realized that when they became part of when they went to school, I'm just going to start over. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
So they just wished that they would disappear, basically, that they would fall into the shadows and never return. Well, there's a place, at least in their head, and a fictional world that they can do that. And this place is called Monster High. At Monster High, there are a specific type of monsters called boogeymen. And, well, boogeymen have very specific powers, such as they can turn invisible, they can teleport through shadows, they can teleport through people's dreams.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah. And they can also manifest dreams. They can make dreams a reality, which is a kind of OP power, but since this is a kid's show about becoming who you are and accepting who you are, they're not gonna touch that. The fact that they can literally become God, but that's fine.
That is overpowered.
Oh man, they didn't think about the rules of that, did they?
No, they didn't. But again, this is about a school full of monsters, and, well, every single student at the school has something weird, whether it's they are a decaying corpse, or they transform into a wolf when the moon is full, or maybe they can transform into a bat. And,
Getting batty up here.
Or maybe when they take off their glasses, they accidentally turn people into stone.
Oh yeah, I remember that in the commercial.
This place is full of monsters, full of freaks, full of weirdos. And when this kid found out about this place, well, how could they not want to be in this world? How could they not want to be in a place where being weird is cool, being different is seen as socially acceptable, I guess. So, this is what I meant when I said, oh, the world makes me sound sad. The world that I want to be in makes me sound sad. But
well, the description does make it sound like a sad story.
The whole point, I don't want to become God. I don't want to go to a world where I'm the highest of authority, or a world that, I can bend reality to my will, even though I technically can do that in this one, but that's not the point.
That's not the point.
The reason why I want to be at Monster High, or at least I wanted to go to Monster High so bad, was because it just felt like a place I could belong with the other freaks and the weirdos and the monsters. And, having shadow powers is cool, which, for those of you who know me, very connected theme, and I'm pretty sure this is where Monster High is where it started.
Honestly, in my head, the only thing that played was all the other freaks.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, also, I forgot to mention this part because I am technically including Ever After High because they are canonically together. They are canonically in the same universe. I do not care. I would also go to Ever After High because magics and fairy tales and dragons. Why? I explained it because I don't know. I just want to go to both worlds. And, Ever After High is cool because, like OG fairy tales, like the actual, like, not the Disney version, the actual, like, Grimm Brothers version where, like, Cinderella has her sisters cut off their heels and toes kind of thing.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's not cool.
Oh dear.
But, yeah.
I think that's more than an oh dear, but whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I would like to live in the world of Monster High because it's all about accepting who you are and other people for who they are, despite their differences, despite their freaky flaws, and just being and loving who you are. So, my final thing I will say is, be yourself, be unique, be a monster.
That is a great world to live in, now that you think about it.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
I know
it
that
sounds
people
amazing.
can't see, the people of who are watching this video or to this video can't see it, but my profile picture is what I would look like in Monster High. So
Insert image.
Insert image here.
Okay, now I'm done.
Yeah, let this was great. Thank you, Vesper. Now, to you, dear viewers, let this be a lesson. Be more freaking accepting. The person sitting next to you, they're human. The person sitting behind you, they're also human. The person down the street, they're human.
Unless it's Uncle
You're
Lenny, in which case
human.
nobody wants to be around Uncle Lenny.
Everyone's human. Everyone's human.
To be human.
Treat them as such.
Or maybe they're not human, but you should still treat each other nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does it mean to be human?
Okay. Okay, yes, we haven't confirmed aliens yet, but there is the major possibility. Be nice to everyone. There. If they are alive and they're sentient, be alive to them. I mean, be nice to them.
Kind of why I
not
wanted
be
to go
alive
last.
Because I feel like we could have turned
if
this
they
from
are-
touching to hilarious.
Sorry.
If they are sentient, be nice to them. There. End of it. Alex, your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so the world I want to live in is the world of Ravenmark from the Music Mage. Ravenmark is a very magical place, to put it in words. It's, if you think about it, it's kind of like I get, what time period would this be in if it was actually Earth?
I don't know.
Describe it.
I'm trying to, like, it's kind of like Middle Ages. It's kind of
Okay.
Middle Age
Okay.
time. Yeah. But, like all the talents that we have nowadays, like with carpentry, like if you have like a knack for like creating like things out of wood, music, art, poetry, writing, any talent that I can think of, it's magic. The thing is, not everybody who has that, not everyone who has like a knack for the skill, it's that kind of magic. So let's say if you're really good at painting, it's not a guarantee that you'd have this magical skill, like this magical skill of painting. You can go into like this kind of trance. You can paint anywhere in the world, and if you put like this special like dust on it, it becomes a portal to that place. It is really magical. All talents are
Oh,
magic. And in this world, music is the rarest form of talent, and it's also the most feared. It's if I were to live in this world, I would know I would have music as my talent, and it would be amazing. When it comes to music, in this world, the emotions that you pour out to the music, the song that you're creating, it comes to life. Like if you're singing "Rain, Rain, Go Away, Please Come Back Another Day," what however that song goes, the rain will stop and it'll go away, and the sun will come out. Granted, all talents have a price, and it's more the form of exhaustion and energy. So the more talent you use, the more tired you'll become. And it seems like a wonderful world, but books, characters make questionable decisions with the premise of the world. It's true. I got so frustrated with the main characters so many times.
That seems right.
That was a questionable decision.
That one didn't age
Yeah,
quite so
no.
well.
But the world is just, there's something about it that drew me in. Yeah, the writing is beautiful. Everything is beautiful about the book, except for how the author did the character. But the way that music and art and literature is a talent in this world, it's kind of beautiful. It's feared for absolutely no reason though. But with great power comes great responsibility, and people abused that power, that talent. But it's by the end of the saga, it came to an age of like more of acceptance. So if I were to live in this world, if I like I would have been more accepted. Like Xander was saying earlier, there's no conflict without a little bit of racism. There's no story.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. There's a lot of discrimination in this book towards talents. It's just very weird. But like, you can imbue things with magical properties with your talent. Like if you were a smithy, you can create like magical swords, like swords that never break or like have more power to it. If you were tapestry, if you like created tapestries, same goes for like creating a wondrous world. Like it's like another portal. It's another form of art. And it's the idea that our talents is magic. It's appealing in itself. And it's, if used the right way, think of all the possibilities that could happen. Granted, in this world, it was abused a lot, which is why talents are so rare in this world now. Because they basically purge any talent that shows. But it's be able to have music's probably the most dangerous talent of all because of how much power a person has. They could literally control the weather with a song. They can make people fall asleep. They are like they're like
Deities.
Whoa.
Yeah. What? Gender?
Whoops, I forgot I had that going. Sorry, that was a timer.
Oh. No, but not like deities. They're like what's the word for it?
Demigods?
I'm glad that we were all thinking the same thing.
Demigods?
No, they aren't exactly demigods because they're just not immortal or anything. They're
Demigods aren't
overpowered.
immortal.
Hey,
Yeah,
Percy
Demi-
Jackson is an immortal, even though he's immortal in our hearts.
And they live
Yeah.
forever unless they're killed. I don't know. I don't know. It's just music mages. They're overpowered in a way, but that could. It's either a good thing or a bad thing depending on their intentions.
Are they just bards?
Hey,
Yeah,
they're just
they are
bards.
basically just bards, but 10 times more powerful.
so a level 20 bard then.
They are the level 20.
Put a creation bard in there.
One would argue more if there was more than a level 20 for a bard.
A BBEG bard.
That's like how extremely overpowered. But you know what? I was lived in this world. I would do so much good with it. I would like sing for food. I would sing for rain for crops. I would like sing for like to have people be happy if they want to be happy. To help people sleep when they're having restless nights. I would just create a world where music can help solve many issues. Like sing for peace, sing for prosperity, sing for love. Like so yeah, these are overpowered, but in the right hands, music, even in today's world, music is the most powerful gift and weapon of them all because of how much emotion you can convey, how much you can convey in general with music. One would argue that music is better than talking because you can lay out all your feelings in a song. You can make someone feel what you feel by just a few notes, by a few chords. And they would understand instantly what the song's about, they'd understand instantly how the composer felt, how they're supposed to feel while they're watching a movie. Like, think about how much music is in today's world. It's everywhere. It's on all the movies, it's on TV shows, it's on the internet. It's like you can't go a day without hearing some form of music. If you really think about it, music is a way of like convincing someone to like feel a certain emotion. It's music's amazing. That's my point. That's why I want to live in Ravenmark because I know I'd have that power. Because I know I'm trying to. I'm musically inclined.
Musically
I've
inclined.
been playing violin. I mean, I've been playing violin for like 10 plus years. I've been singing most of my life. So it's.
Yeah.
And I play like guitar, piano, and a million other instruments. So I'd be too damn overpowered in this room, but it just seems in a perfect world, this seems like an amazing place to be where I can help others. And it's just a place I don't want to be. I can think of a lot of things I could do with that power of music. And that is the end of my little spiel.
Spiel.
That was good.
That was really good.
That was
I don't know if
wonderful.
I don't know if I did the prompt exactly right, but I like music too much for that.
You all
The
did
other
it
world,
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
James, if we chose a higher number, I would have talked about Skyrim. So
Skyrim. Yeah.
Well, in response to that, I didn't choose. My D10 chose.
The D10.
Okay. I must apologize now. Yoshi, Rusty, you both had wonderful, wonderful topics. However, the deepness and universe building of Xander's and the overarching lesson that we can pull from Vespers and the emotion from Alex Currently, you three are tied.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Ooh.
What's the tiebreaker, James? What do you
Um,
want?
What-
What do you want us to
what would
talk
be-
about to tiebreak it?
What would be a good...
I may I say something?
Huh?
Go ahead.
The only one who has not had their top, who has been able to pick a top yet is Xander.
That's true. He should be able to choose the next topic.
And go ahead.
He's the one that runs this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind a fair tiebreaker if that's what you want to do, James. You're the host. You what you say goes this time.
All right.
Do what feels right.
Find it in your heart.
Don't be creepy about it.
That wasn't exactly a Zeus moment. Or was it?
Dun dun dun. All right.
Let fate control you.
All right. I'm thinking of one of the 3 buttons for this particular server. First,
Right.
you each get 1 guess, and whoever is closest wins. Because I can't think of anything else.
Okay, so wait.
I forfeit because I want Xander to win.
Oh, you mean
Let
the
Xander have his moment. If it's a tiebreaker, let Xander have his moment because both me and Vesper have hosted before.
I mean, they are conceding at this point.
Conceding.
Fine, then you all win, but Xander gets to choose. There. You all get a point.
Okay, all right.
And then
Let's make this a good ending then. All right, so for my episode, I'm gonna have the group do a little bit of role playing.
oh,
So, so this is gonna be a lot more fun, no matter how many people we have. Although that is gonna determine how long I give everybody for their answers to my 3 questions. So
Answer my riddles 3.
perhaps maybe we
What are
have
you, a
some tea
sphinx?
if you answer these questions 3.
Riddles. Answer 3, you will.
But no, these are going to be 3 scenarios that I'm going to put you through: a mild one, a medium one, and a spicy one. And it's going to be up to you guys to come up with an answer to these scenarios, and I will pick which one I like best.
oh, okay.
So,
Exciting. I'm kind of hyped for
are we
this.
doing this? Are we doing this on the spot, or are you posting the questions?
As I come up with them, I will type these out and I will post them in our little Discord server here. But
Were you playing as yourselves or what?
I'm putting all of you in 3 different scenarios. This is all you. There are going to be no rules as to how you answer these. You could do what you want. The only thing that I judge you on is, well, I still need to work that out. But I will be judging you on something. But I just need to write out the scenarios first, and then I'll decide what I'm looking for.
Are you judging us on our acting skills?
Oh boy,
Oh,
I feel
gosh.
I feel like a couple people would take that to the pie shop at that point.
Oh,
All right, time to turn into my inner theater kid. Give me a second.
God damn it, I wish I didn't skip
I was
theater
weak.
this time.
I was a theater as well. I was a techie.
The theater, lovely theater.
I can cry in spot if I want to.
You're gonna have Xander. You're gonna have most
Yeah,
of
I
the
can cry in
group showing
command.
up in like brand new costumes.
It's gonna take.
Yeah, but sadly the audience
Please
is
do not. I do.
the audience
Please
is
do not.
the audience is not going to be able to see it anyway, so there's no point.
If we do it during like Christmas break, I'll be wearing the bunny outfit from Christmas Story.
Can you
Okay.
elaborate on to what exactly you're like looking forward to?
Okay, so I will post these in the topics for Shenanigans chat room, so that way you guys can actually see what you're going to be up against. And I will warn you ahead of time: this is a mild scenario, a medium scenario, and a spicy scenario. So one is going to be a regular everyday occurrence. A mild or a medium is going to be something a little out of your comfort zone, just straight out of the comfort zone. And then spicy is, oh my god, I might die in this scenario. So, yeah, this.
Why don't you just call it the extreme scenario? Why call it spicy?
Because I like mild, medium, and spicy. I like sauce. The sauce.
I like
the sauce.
The sauce.
Pepper.
I kind of
like
want to make a
chili.
joke, but I don't know if anybody's gonna understand the joke.
Oh, please make the joke.
Joke.
I want to see.
No, when you said, "Oh, the spicy scenario is one where you're gonna die," I was just gonna like, "Oh, like me in an actual spicy scenario."
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
Anywho, before we torture the host any further, why don't we wrap this up, Judge?
Thank you all for coming and just listening to what we talk about when we stay up way too late.
Sir, we have a script.
It's an opening script.
No, I have the closing script with it.
Yeah, it's in the opening script chat.
Yeah, I went along with the basic idea of it. I put my own spin on it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Finish up.
Alright. Tune in next time to not sleep again.
not sleeping in.
With our thought-provoking conversations. Now sleep. See you later.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Oh gosh.
Who let the gremlin out?